Hey you, welcome back to the channel. And guys, today we want to talk Harry Mudd. Uh, we did finally get to see him speak and how he would do this. Some idea of how he's gonna approach being Harry Mudd. The actor Ryan Wilson from The Office is playing Harry Mudd. And so far guys, we don't really exactly know what Harry Mudd's role is, but we can pretty much, figure it out from his background, pretty much some of the things he's probably going to be doing in this show. Another thing that's happening is, some people just, from what they can see, the little bit of what we got in the trailer, I think just from that small little snippet, that one line, not even a line, a couple of words that he was able to, get off, that I think it pretty much translates for us what the energy is going to be like with him in inhabiting this character, like what type of Harry Mudd he's going to be. And some people already don't like it. They're saying that they want the jovial Harry Mudd, they want the more reminiscent of the original series Harry Mudd. That was this very funny character. But what's very interesting, guys, about his Harry Mudd's backstory is that Harry Mudd, his backstory doesn't seem to fit with his personality. Basically Harry Mudd is a pirate. He's a smuggler. He's spent probably most of his life in prison. No telling what he's seen. He's probably seen the scum of the galaxy and being associated with it. And so a jovial type Harry Mudd, whereas it was fun in the original series Star Trek and that worked, and it kind of took the story off just focusing on new exploration of new races of aliens and their governments. It kind of dealt more with normal day-to-day things like crime and various things that might, happen in Federation space. I don't think it ever really did a great job of presenting Harry Mudd in a way that matched up with his record. And Ryan Wilson said that he envisions a totally different view of Harry Mudd, and I think Ryan's getting it. I think if you look at Harry Mudd's history and his record, that he would probably be more of this. If he did like comedy and did the happy-go-lucky jovial type thing, I think it would be more like dark humor, based on his experiences in prison. If you met people from prison, they aren't always these happy people, or funny people. And when they are funny, sometimes it's like very dark. And so I think Ryan Wilson's gonna go in that much direction, as we can kind of see in the trailer how he's coming off. And it's not that I don't think he's gonna be a bad guy. He's gonna be more of a self-interest type person. But talking about the comedy and the jovialness and the idea of Harry Mudd, if Ryan Wilson really wanted to go that route, he definitely has the acting chops to do it. Ryan's done a lot of comedy bits in The Office and in various shows, Entourage. This is his area, But I think from what I'm getting from Star Trek Discovery, nothing on it suggests that it's going to be open to this type of interpretation of the Harry Mudd character. And I think Ryan's picked up on that. I think Ryan's seeing it totally different. Like, no, if this guy was in this situation and he was a criminal and he was in and out of prison, this is how his thought process would be, It wouldn't be like goofy antics of a swashbuckling pirate type, going through space. it would probably be closer to like a, you know, some people kind of compared it closer to a Han Solo type character. Now I don't think Han Solo is the right type of comparison, because although to me Han Solo was kind of that smuggler pirate type who was kind of, you know, had his kind of at points had his self-interest at, you know, at first. Harrison Ford at the same time, he was a very quickly redeeming character. So I always kind of felt like Harrison Ford or Han Solo, you know, in the Star Wars franchise, I always kind of felt more like he was a hero playing at pirate. He was a hero playing that smuggler. He was a good guy playing that smuggler. And there's a vast difference, I think, between that and the Harry Mudd character, whereas I think Harry Mudd is just playing at pirate. He's just he is the smuggler. He is that guy, and he will all have his self-interest first, and they pretty much, you know, let us know that in the original Star Treks as well. But I think Ryan's taking the right approach with Harry Mudd. You know, another thing, you know, talking about Star Trek Discovery, this Star Trek Discovery is playing more along the lines of a, you know, like I said in some earlier videos, a type of Battlestar Galactica approach to space exploration and operas in space. You know, and it's a very serious nature, and the comedy would probably be very dark humor, because you know, even if we looked at how Battlestar Galactica played out, there wasn't really a lot of comedy in that at all. You know, this was a war situation, much like seems to be going on in this Star Trek. This seems like they're caught up in a war, and I think they're going to take some very serious turns and approaches to it. So this is going to be very difficult to for some Star Trek fans to understand, because I understand where they're coming from. They're coming from you know, television Star Treks. This is more like something else. This is on a streaming service, you know, and so this is a whole different ballpark, you know, how they're doing this show, and just the whole feel of this show. So this is a totally different Star Trek. This is a totally different interpretation of it. So that's why you're getting this different interpretation of Harry Mudd, because I don't think a Harry Mudd like from the original series would fit in this this type of Star Trek world they're doing. I think this is going to be kind of you know, elements to it. I don't want to say it's going to be rated R, but it feels like it could be. You know, this doesn't seem like a family Star Trek at all, and that presents some problems, because I don't think this is going to be something that you know, like the other versions of Star Trek we've gotten. You know, your 10-year-old could sit down and watch it, a 13-year-old could sit down and watch it, and they can get enough from it to be interested in Star Trek. You know, the crazy looking aliens and the people like Harry Mudd. But I think this is going to be something different. I think this is going to be like your kids sitting there watching Battlestar Galactica and people dying every week, that kind of thing. So I think this is going to be a totally different feel, you know, to the Star Trek franchise. Is it going to be, in some ways, it's going to be good. I like what I'm seeing, because from my perspective, I can look at it as, you know, a person, you know, an older person who's, can probably watch some of the elements, I think, but, you know, of what this Star Trek is going to present. But, you know, it's not going to be something I think I could sit down with young cousins, nieces, or nephews with and get that same family feel I would have gotten from all the other Star Trek shows. So that kind of bothers me, but it's the evolution of TV. You know, your family can't sit down and watch Game of Thrones. They can't really sit down and watch Westworld without seeing sex orgy, violence, and bad language. And I think this is going to try to, some way, I won't say cross the line, but I think this is definitely, in some ways, you know, get close to that line. I just feel that coming with this show. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on Harry Mudd. You know, I think he's gonna do a good job in this particular type Star Trek universe they're doing with this particular show. Obviously, I don't think he will work well in the continuity of Star Treks. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts and reviews on what we got at Harry Mudd. Guys, if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're on Steam it, don't forget to upvote. And until next time, guys, take care.